Hello, welcome to MwalimuPLUS for our today's English lesson for class 6. So today we shall be doing language pattern, where we shall be learning how to form question tags with verbs in present tense, continuous tense, past tense, as well as future tense. You are happy, aren't you? Now let's look at that sentence and read it together. Let's read. You are happy, aren't you? You realize this sentence has two parts. The first part where we have the comma. Can we read until where we have the comma? You are happy. Let's read the last part. Aren't you? Now that is what we call a question tag. So in our today's session, we shall learn how to form a question tag. We shall also see how to form a positive and how to form a negative question tag. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to construct positive and negative question tags. You should also be able to punctuate a sentence containing a question tag correctly. Just like we've seen in our sentence there, we have a comma and a question mark in a sentence that has a question tag. Now, in this lesson, we are likely to come across these words: positive question tags and negative question tags. So make sure by the end of the lesson you can tell which is a positive question tag, which is a negative question tag. How do we form a positive question tag and how do we form a negative question tag? We shall start by looking at what is this we call a question tag. Now, a question tag is a question usually added at the end of a declarative sentence. And why do we add it there? To verify that something has been understood or to confirm that an action has occurred. So it is a question we add at the end of a sentence. So let us see an example and then we see what is this that we call a question tag. Let's read the sentence that we have on the screen. He has given them food, hasn't he? Now, hasn't he is a question tag. It is added after the sentence, he has given them food, to confirm, has this action occurred? And indeed, the action has occurred. So we use a question tag to confirm if an action has taken place and also to show that something has been understood. The most important thing is to know how to form a question tag and how to place the punctuation marks in a sentence containing a question tag correctly. The definition should not bother you so much, but it is good to know what it is. Now, we have two types of question tags: positive question tags and negative question tags. So that is what we want to look at now. When do we put a positive question tag to a sentence? And when do we put a negative question tag to a sentence? Now, we usually say a positive statement have a negative question tag. So let us look at the first sentence here so that we can see what is this that we call a positive statement and what is this that we call a negative question tag. Now let's read the sentence until where we have a comma. Mary is helping the poor. Mary is helping the poor. Now, a positive statement is a statement that does not have a negative word. We have so many negative words, but today we are only looking at the negative word not. So, Mary is helping the poor does not have the word not, and therefore it is a positive statement. Then it requires us to form a negative question tag because the statement is positive. Now, how do we form a negative question tag? we use the short form of the word not to form the negative question tag. When we say the short form of the word not, we use N apostrophe T. Where we have O, we omit the O and place an apostrophe. So for the statement we have, Mary is helping the poor, we shall use the helping verb is. We join it with the short form of the word not and get one word, which is isn't. And then we use a pronoun after that. That is the pronoun that would replace Mary. Now, which pronoun can we use to replace the noun Mary? Very good, she. So our question tag becomes isn't she? Now, isn't she is a negative question tag because of the word not, which is joined with is to form the word isn't. So we say a negative question tag is added to a positive statement, or a positive statement has a negative question tag. Now let us look at the next sentence and see when we form a positive question tag and how does a positive question tag look like. Let's now see how to form a positive question tag. Negative statements have positive question tags. So we need to understand what is this that we call a negative statement. Now, a negative statement contains a negative word. And we say today we are only looking at one negative word, which is the word not. So let's read that statement and then you tell me whether it is positive or negative. Mary is not helping the poor. Is that positive or negative statement? Good. The statement is negative. That means in our question tag, we do not need the word not, so that the question tag will be positive. So we are going to use the helping verb is and the pronoun for the word Mary. So the pronoun is. What is our pronoun? She. So our question tag is she. Now, is she is a positive question tag. Therefore, when the statement is negative, the question tag should be positive. Now, let us look at how we form question tag for verbs that are in continuous tense, verbs that end in ing. Let's read the sentence on their screen. They are giving the elderly food. They are giving the elderly food. The first question you have to ask yourself before you form the question tag is the statement positive or negative? So, is that statement positive or negative? Very good. The statement is positive. Our question tag should be negative. The helping verb in this statement is are. So when we join are with the short form of the word not, what do we get? No, that is not aren't. That is aren't. So, aren't they? Can we read it again? Aren't they? They are giving the elderly food, aren't they? Let us look at another sentence in continuous tense. I am telling the truth. Is that statement positive or negative? Very good, positive. That means our question tag should be negative. Here I want you to be very keen and see a difference that comes with this statement from the others. Now, where we have the helping verb am, we do not join am with the short form of the word not. So when forming a negative question tag where we have the helping verb am in the statement, we replace am with are. And then we join it with the word not, so we get aren't. And finally, we take the pronoun I. So the question tag becomes aren't I? I am telling the truth, aren't I? Always remember, am cannot be joined with the word not. So instead of am, we use are. Let's go to the next one. I am not telling the truth. Is this statement positive or negative? Very good. It is negative. Meaning, in our question tag, we need a positive question tag. A question tag without the word not. So take the helping verb from that statement, am. Take the pronoun I. Which words do we form? Am I? So I am telling the truth. I am not telling the truth. Am I? That is the question tag. We move on. Here we shall be looking at future tense. How to form question tag when the verb or the sentence shows future tense. In future tense, we use shall or will as the helping verbs. That means in our question tag again, we shall use this shall joined with the word not, or will joined with the word not. That is for a positive statement. Let's look at the first statement. We shall visit the sick. We shall visit the sick. Give me the helping verb here. Shall. Very good. Is the statement positive or negative? Good. The statement is positive. That means in our question tag, we need the word not. So when we join shall and not, what do we get? We learned this in class 4. When we join shall and not, what do we get? Very good. We get shan't. After that, place the pronoun we. What is the question tag? Shan't we? We move to the next. John will visit the sick. John will visit the sick. Is this statement positive or negative? Good. The statement is positive. What is the helping verb here? Will. Good. So we are going to join will with the word not. Which word we form? Won't. And then the pronoun to replace John is he. So the question tag now becomes won't he, which is a negative question tag. We move now to present tense. Verbs in present tense. How we form question tags for sentences whose verbs are in present tense. They tell the truth. Tell is a verb in present tense. Now you realize that here we do not have a helping verb. So where we do not have a helping verb, you ask yourself a question using the forms of the verb do, that is do, does, and did, depending on the tense of the question. Which question would you ask yourself using either do, did, or does for the answer to be they tell the truth? The question will be, do they tell the truth? So that questioning verb you've used, do, is what we shall use to form this question tag. They tell the truth. Now the statement is positive, meaning our question tag should be negative. So after that word do, we are going to add not. Therefore we shall get the word don't. And therefore the question tag will be don't they? They tell the truth, don't they? Let's look at the next sentence. She tells the truth. She tells the truth. Look keenly and realize that positive statement does not have a helping verb. So the verb tells will help us to use the correct form of the verb do to form a question whose answer is she tells the truth. So what question do you ask yourself here? This is the question. Does she tell the truth? So after forming this question, we take the questioning verb, that is does. So we shall use does to form our question tag. She tells the truth. It is positive. So take does plus not. What do we get? Doesn't. Then we add she. So the question tag becomes doesn't she? The next sentence about verbs in present tense, we are now looking at a negative statement. She does not tell the truth. Already we have the helping verb does. So we shall just take does, and we do not need the word not here because the statement is negative. After does, put the pronoun. What is the pronoun in this sentence? Very good, she. So the question tag becomes, does she? We now look at forming question tags for statements whose verbs are in past tense. Let's read our first sentence. They wrote the poems about virtues. They wrote the poems about virtues. Ask yourself a question whose answer will be, they wrote the poems. The question will be, did they write the poems? So that word did is what we are going to use in our question tag. So take did, add not, you get didn't. Then add the pronoun they, you get did they. They wrote the poems about virtues, didn't they? Our next sentence, again still on past tense, but this time a negative statement. They did not write the poems about virtues. They did not write the poems about virtues. I now want you to tell me how we are going to form a question tag for this sentence. And remember, before you form the question tag, the first thing to find out is the statement positive or negative? Next, look for the helping verb. So, they did not write the poem about virtues. The statement is negative. So tell me, how do we form the question tag? Very good. We use the helping verb did and the pronoun they. So the question tag becomes, did they? They did not write their poems about virtues. Did they? The last thing that I want us to look at keenly is the punctuation. The sentence that contains a question tag has two parts, the statement and then the question tag. So after the statement, you have to put a comma. For example, in this one we have, they did not write the poems about virtues. That is the end of the statement. Put a comma. After the question tag, did they? Put a question mark. We have learned how to form question tags, positive question tags and negative question tag. We've also learned how to form question tag for verbs with different tenses. We've also learned to form question tag for sentences with helping verbs and those without helping verbs. Go through your notes keenly, revise and do a lot of practice in forming question tags so that you can be perfect. As you know, practice makes perfect. I'm going to leave you with an activity that will help you to practice on the formation of question tags. Write a positive statement and form its question tag. After that, punctuate the sentence correctly. Then show it to your parent or guardian. This activity will help you to revise what we have just learned, and it will help you to be using question tag to communicate correctly, and also you can communicate verbally or in written using question tags correctly. And when it comes to written, you will be able to place the correct punctuation marks at their correct positions. Remember, it's only here at MwalimuPLUS where you can get such sessions that are very helpful to a pupil like you. So always keep tuned to MwalimuPLUS. Until we meet in the next lesson, have a nice time.